Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's very nice to see you back on here. In today's video, we're going to be setting up our bullet journals for November. I prepared an incredibly cute theme, so let's just get right into it. So you probably already noticed by the title or the thumbnail that this month's theme is going to be adventure time. This is something that I've been wanting to do, I think, for a couple of years now, and for some reason I never got around to it. Before we get into our regular conversation about bullet journaling, I want to apologize for my voice. It may sound a little bit different. I'm not necessarily sick right now, but I did start college and it's very different from high school, meaning that I have to talk very loudly in order for people to hear me. So I've been having to yell quite a lot, which is the reason why I think I'm losing my voice. Now let's just go back to the actual reason why you're here. If you watched any of my previous YouTube videos or if you follow me on Instagram, you know that whenever I do a character theme or a theme based on a cartoon, each spread is dedicated to a character, and this month we're gonna function by that same principle. Obviously, I had to have Finn and Jake on the cover page because they're the main characters, and this is actually the only spread that includes these two, so the rest of them will just have side characters or characters that I took a liking to, I guess. While Adventure Time has always kind of been one of my favorite cartoons and also one that I recently went back to for comfort reasons, this theme was not so fun to create. And I think this happened because of two particular reasons. The first one is kind of the obvious one, the one that I kind of mention in every single one of my videos, and that is the fact that I was scared I was gonna mess it up. This theme, as I said, has kind of like an emotional attachment because I really love the show, and Adventure Time has always been this cozy little world for me. The second reason, however, focuses on the fact that I haven't been necessarily motivated to journal as of lately. I am going through a very weird period of my life where I have to adapt to a completely different city and a completely different lifestyle and a completely different routine from what I was used to, and I think this is kind of interrupting my normal routines. But either way, thank you for listening to my rant. I'm gonna go back to what I'm actually doing in the video now. I tried to reproduce the characters as loyally as possible, meaning that I tried to choose colors that matched the original ones as best as they could. I feel like I did a pretty good job. The only thing I kind of hate is the lower part of Finn's backpack, if you know what I mean. I don't know, that shade of green just doesn't necessarily look very nice. Also, as a very important detail, this kind of illustration that I did on the cover page was found on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest board where I save pretty much everything that helps me journal, if you're interested in seeing that, and also if you're interested in seeing the reference photo. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the process for the cover page, and I'll see you when it's time to move on to the quote page. Alright, so here we are with the quote page as promised. This one is pretty weird. I don't know how to feel about it. I wanted something simple because I also had no ideas, so I just drew a bunch of random doodles that felt right to me. So we've got a bee, a flower, a butterfly, and the sun, of course. As for the quote itself, this one reads, "Come along with me," which obviously is the song that opens up Adventure Time. For this month's fonts, I went for my normal calligraphy loose type of font when it comes to little details, but generally the font that I went for is one that I've used back in March when I did a Winnie the Pooh theme, and I wasn't very happy about it back then, and I'm not very happy about it even in the present time, but we gotta stick to it now. Ultimately, I thought the quote page looked a little bit too simple for me, so I went ahead and added some sparkles. Those were the two first pages of this theme, and now we're moving on to my calendar and one line a day kind of thing. I am relatively disappointed with this spread because I wanted it to be so pink and so girly because it was initially going to be dedicated to Princess Bubblegum alone. But eventually I realized that it might be boring or kind of weird to just draw Princess Bubblegum in different outfits or different circumstances around the spread, so I thought I would just have her one time in here and then also add Lady Raincorn. I feel like their vibes kind of match, so it's not a complete disaster, but I had a different vision for it. I was also pretty scared about the part where I had to color in Lady Raincorn's body. In the cartoon, obviously, she has this beautiful rainbow kind of look and the colors are perfectly mixed together, but obviously I couldn't do that with my markers, so I did my best to make everything look as compact and pretty as possible. I don't know if I succeeded or not, but I feel like it's not necessarily ugly. When it comes to the more practical side of the spread, I'm going for a pretty standard layout where I have my one line a day kind of thing on one page and the calendar on the next one. I am keeping the boxes of my calendar pretty small this month, and actually this kind of stands as a general rule because I don't really log in that many events in my calendar. Most of them are noted down in my weekly spreads. And that, guys, was another spread. It's time to move on to my trackers, which are actually my favorites this month. We've got this whole spread dedicated to Bimo, and Bimo is like the cutest character, I think, in cartoon history. I've always loved Bimo, and I think I will always continue to love Bimo. For the past couple months, I've been insisting on creating at least one spread of my theme that was incredibly complex and pretty and had a lot more doodles than the rest of them, and usually it was my trackers, so this month is no exception to that rule. Now, when it comes to the coloring part, I didn't have two shades of this exact color that I'm using. So what I'm gonna do, and what you'll see in just about a second, is I'm gonna use the same exact shade, but make sure to use the marker on it a couple times, just so it gets a little bit darker. I'm not exactly sure if for you guys the color even gets close to the original one, like the original character, but to me it looks pretty fine, and I think it turned out really cute. As a side note, since I don't want this video to be like no talking kind of, I want to make sure to let you guys know that I've got some exciting things coming up. For some reason, recently, more than ever before, I have been getting contacted by different brands or like people that run small businesses, and so I do have 2 collabs right now that are pretty much going to be posted probably in a couple weeks. I don't have the products yet, but as soon as I do have them, they will be posted. Naturally, this involves some discount codes for you guys, and the products that I'm receiving are so cute, and I'm so excited to first of all see them, because the photos sometimes don't necessarily do it proper justice, but I'm also incredibly excited to share them with you guys and maybe inspire you to get some for yourself. I was quite conflicted about the color I was going to use for my actual trackers. Therefore, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for black and solve the issue. We've got 7 habits to track this month. I haven't decided yet what those are, but I will probably let you guys know on my stories on Instagram. Another spread is done, and now we're moving on to my playlist and review. These are both dedicated to Flame Princess, and this was a character that has always stood out to me in the weirdest way. And I'm saying it's weird because normally I tend to forget characters or their personality traits, but when it comes to Flame Princess, she's always been there in the back of my mind. I think part of the reason why that happened was because she had some more human reactions, if you know what I mean. When she got angry, she completely lashed out, she destroyed stuff, and comparing that to the way Princess Bubblegum reacted, you see a very big difference. I'm using this incredibly strong shade of red for her hair, and her outfit is also going to be centered around the colors of fire, so a lot of shades of orange, a lot of shades of yellow, and so on. Off topic, but I've been wanting to ask you guys if there's any kind of video you would like to see on this YouTube channel. Now, I do have to say that my time is pretty limited, but I feel like I would still be able to make some for making videos. So if you want to see anything in particular, if you maybe want to see some other type of content, I would also be down to do that. You just gotta let me know and we'll see what we can do. When it comes to the playlist boxes, I thought it would be nice to use the same red shade that I used for the princess's hair. My review spread is as simple as ever. I am outlining a section where I'm going to be writing down my thoughts at the end of the month, and then I'm creating a separate box on the side for the movies and books that I've read or seen this month. As you will notice, I am depicting Flame Princess as this kind of warrior, strong woman, and I like that for her, It's really nice and it's really cute, and it's a character that I hold very, very close to my heart for some reason, because I always remember her reaction when Finn kind of took advantage of her, and that was a very memorable thing for me. I feel like I still wouldn't want to be around her though. Like, her temper is just not to be messed around with, and I feel like I would be constantly scared of her. And now it is finally time to move on to my first weekly spread of November, which marks the last spread in this YouTube video. I, of course, couldn't forget about the one and only Marceline, so this spread is dedicated to her. What I thought it would be nice to do was include Marceline in the present, so you've got her playing the guitar on one page, and on the other page you've got her and her dad when she was little, so I thought that was really cute, kind of like an evolution. The spread will also be centered around some sadder colors, if you know what I mean. So I'm doing the boxes in the gray shade that you see right now. Her outfits will be focused on red and dark blue and black and all that, so you know. I felt like this spread was a little bit too empty, which is why I'm adding some stars and these like weird things that I'm doing in red. I have no idea what you call those, but I just felt like they could match. Another question I have for you guys is related to an upcoming video that I want to make. I'm talking about a final flip through of my bullet journal. Now, I've done that back in June, I'm pretty sure, or July, but that was only the first half of the year. I want to complete that now, but I was also thinking about doing it kind of like a no talking video. First of all, because I would have to do a lot of explaining and I think it might get boring, but also because, I don't know, maybe it would be more relaxing for you to watch that and just enjoy it. I would make sure to put a nice little song as the background music. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you are okay with no talking kind of videos, or if you'd like me to step in every now and then. Coloring Marceline's clothes was kind of a challenge for me because I never normally use these colors. They're too dark and too gloomy for me. I'm obviously a very pastel-ish person, so it was pretty difficult, but it was also fun. And there's also another aspect that I want to mention here. In the cartoon, Marceline's skin was kind of a bluish tone. I have no idea how to describe that, but obviously she's a vampire. She's not necessarily alive, so her skin wouldn't be very human coated, but I thought that would look kind of weird for me to do with a marker, so I still went for this very pale looking pink shade. I hope that's okay. I hope it looks fine. For me, it's pretty satisfactory. I really love the small version of Marceline, and I think the sun knew that because it decided to come out right now, and I thought it was so pretty. I wish it was like that for the entire video. my weekly spread is done and it's time to do the final flip through of this theme. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was quite challenging for me, but pretty fine in the end. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I am also waiting for you guys over on Instagram, where I am always posting cute bullet journaling content, but also other aspects of my life. I will be seeing you in the next YouTube video, and yeah, bye bye.